When playing T against a team on eco, or with limited equipment, you have a lot at stake. Because if you lose the round, the other team will be able to buy for sure, since they just ecoed, and they'll also get the opportunity to pick up your guns, putting the economy in their favor. Because of this, it is essential that you do not play versus eco as you would have played any other round. When up against eco, it's all about lowering risk. In normal rounds, a certain degree of risk can sometimes be rather beneficial or even necessary. That is not the case when the enemy does not have guns, nades or armor. So, how can you make sure you don't lose a round that is naturally in your favor? Stay tuned, because I'm going to be giving you 3 key methods for this. Number 1. Keep the smokes to a minimum. The reason for this being that the more smokes the CTs have to play with, the higher risk of them finding a little gap or in other ways abusing the smoke, such as flash peeking through it. Additionally, you generally always want to keep your gun out when up against an eco, because of the high risk that your opponents will randomly rush out and snap you with a pistol. People are more prone to making risky plays on eco, and they should be, but that's for another video. Lastly, smokes will oftentimes allow the CTs to safely get up closer to you, at which range their pistols are a lot more dangerous. That being said, not all smokes are created equal, and some may be a good idea to use even if the enemies are on eco. To know if a smoke is eco-friendly or not, ask yourself the following question. Is this a smoke that I'm going to be close to? And is there a risk that this smoke will miss and create a bit of a gap? Or can I make sure that it'll always cover the whole position? An example of a smoke that's good to use as T, even if the CTs are on eco, is the deep jungle smoke on Mirage. Providing you can hit it every time, this smoke will negate a lot of annoying angles which can cause you to get trapped in a crossfire, or otherwise ambushed. A smoke I would not use against eco would be the top mid short smoke from T-spawn, as this will allow Ts to get up closer to you than you would normally want them to. Now, let's get to the next point, the full team YOLO rush. Being one of the most effective tactics against eco on any map, the full team YOLO rush is almost impossible for the CTs to stop if done properly. Ideally, you'd want an SMG to entry frag, jumping past corners, clearing out all close and potentially risky angles, with a competent rifler following up with a refrag, and being ready for CTs holding long angles. You want to avoid going for this type of rush straight from spawn, as there is a risk of CTs stacking the bomb site you're going for. To prevent this, I like to send one player with an SMG towards one of the bomb sites, with the rest of the team walking towards the other. If the one player finds that nobody is there, the rest of the team can now fall back and take the bomb site with him. If on the other hand your solo player finds CTs there, chances are they're not stacking the other bomb site. And that means your remaining 4 players can now rush that one quite safely. If the SMG lurker dies, it's not really a big deal, as he will have only given up an SMG. I've used this anti-eco strategy on several maps in most games with my team in the past, and we pretty much never lost a round doing this, so it's something I can really recommend, especially right after you've won the pistol, as you can then be 100% sure that the CTs won't have rifles then. Moving on to our final point, which is playing passively, keeping the distance. In our How to Stop CT Aggression video, which you can watch by clicking the link in the top right corner, I talked about the importance of reactive play as a T, meaning you let the CTs come to you first and not the other way around. This is especially important against eco, when the risk of CTs pushing is a lot higher, generally. So you want to make sure you keep the distance so you don't risk being one-shot by a pistol. You could also take advantage of the 3 to 5 second rule, which I demonstrated in our video on how to get kills even if your aim sucks. As you probably understand, playing passively is not going to work if the CTs never push, but oftentimes they will get impatient even if pushing was not the original plan. If you've held for like a minute and there's still nowhere to be found, you should go looking. But remember to do it as a team so that you can refrag. Otherwise, you risk being picked off one by one and losing the round that way. Now, if you found the video helpful, please leave a like. That way we get a hint as to what kind of videos we should be making. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our uploads. We do upload quite frequently, at least once a week. It's been Lucker from csgoconsulting.com. Peace.